Alright guys, hello and welcome to today's video tutorial. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to purchase this Flutter script directly from codecanyon.net. And the way to get started is to go to any of your preferred browser and you just need to type in codecanyon.net just the way it is here. So once you're done with that, you're going to see an interface just like this, where you're going to see a bunch of Flutter scripts where you can just easily pick up one, or you can go to the search bar and you can just type Flutter script, and then you would see a bunch of scripts come out. So you just pick any one from the list. So for today, I'm going to be showing you how to purchase this Fuzzy e-commerce Flutter UI kit from codecanyon.net. So the first thing you want to do is to look into the features of this particular script. Alright, so down here you're going to see a couple of things like the screenshots of the application, how the application looks like, and also the core features of the application. So down here you see that. I'll leave you to look at that. Once you're done with that, you want to go ahead to click on this button. So what this does is it adds this script to cart. Now, there's been a price last year. You can see at the time of this video, it was 29, now it's $14. Once you're done confirming that this is the project you want to purchase, you want to go ahead and click on this go to checkout. And what go to checkout is going to do, you just make the purchase and then you start downloading the application. Alright, so I'm not going to be going through that process. This script has already been purchased. I don't want to do that the second time. So what you want to go ahead to do is to go to checkout, make the purchase, and download the script. Do well to confirm the location of the script so you can remember to use it when we need to use it uh, in our application. Alright, so once that is done, you want to go directly into a new tab and then uh, you're going to be typing in some keywords. So we need to get our tools, right? So one of the tools that we're going to be getting in this video is Flutter SDK itself, which will help you in the compilation and writing of your Flutter scripts from your local machine. So let's get that already. So the way to get in here is to go through docs.flutterdev /get started /install. And in here, you're going to see like a couple of steps. And here, the first one is to choose your development platform. So, by the way, this is Flutter's official documentation site where you can just learn everything Flutter and beyond. So, from user interface, uh, data, deployment, everything, integration, you can just find the documentation proper here. So we're just going to go ahead and select Windows here. And once we select Windows, we just want to go ahead and select Android because our application is Android. Confirm that your system meets requirements, and then this is what we need. So install the Flutter SDK. So here there are like two options in order to install Flutter SDK. So first option, either you use the VS Code extension or you download it manually. So I'm going to be downloading it manually instead of using the VS Code extension. So what you need to do is to click on this button. The current version of Flutter is 3.35.3 and you're just going to start downloading the zip version of this. This SDK archive here is for older builds and release channels, right? So 3.29 and the rest of it. So once that is done, you want to go ahead and extract it into a new folder. Now, when finished, the Flutter SDK should be in the directory just like this. Now, you have your C folder, which is your root folder. You have your user folder. You have your username folder. This development or dev is a new folder which you want to create inside this directory. Alright, so once you create that, you extract your installed Flutter SDK into the development folder just the way it is. Alright, so once that is successful, you would see your directory, your path to be just the way it is here. Now, inside this Flutter, I want you to go inside it and find something called bin. So when you get the bin, you copy the directory of that bin folder and just hold it on because we need it in the next step. Alright, so the next step is to update your Windows variable. And to do that, you want to go ahead and go to your environment variable from here. You can run any of the commands or use this to get into your environment variables. And once you get into your environment variables, you can either update the existing bin folder for your Flutter SDK, that is if you already have it, or you create a new one. Once you're done creating a new one, you name the variable name as path, and then the variable value is the bin folder directory path that you copy. And that is that. You just click OK 3 times and then you're good to go. Alright, so let's configure an Android development environment, which is like an IDE. So in this case, I'm going to be showing you how to get Visual Studio Code. It's simple, straightforward, and easy to use. Alright, so let's get. So to get Visual Studio, you want to go to a new tab and then search code.visualstudio.com/download. And once you're done with that, you're gonna see this site. All right, this is an interface where you see 4 different options in order to start downloading Visual Studio Code. I'm gonna be selecting the Windows. I'm using Windows at the time, so I'm gonna go ahead and select Windows here. And when you select Windows, your download begins. And what you need to do as the next pop-up is going to come up is to select the download location, which I can just select downloads here. Now, once that is done, you see your download is going to begin and then completed. Once it's completed, you can open your Visual Studio Code. So let's open our Flutter script, the one we just purchased right now from Code Canyon inside our Visual Studio Code and try to see what's in there. Alright, so this is my Flutter code, and down here this is provider. So this is using a provider service. So core things I'm going to be pointing you to is number one, your prospect.yaml. This is where you come to when you need to modify anything from or when you need to update your packages or add new packages in order to help development. Right, so you also need to come here to add assets to your application. So what are assets? Assets are like your images, your videos, your SVGs and GIFs, everything that relates to assets actually. And then you also add your fonts here. This is fonts. You can set your font family and also the weight, more like the thickness of it. So you have this as your prospect YAML. The second thing I want to point to you is um, your main dot. Alright, so down here you have flutter main dot, and this is using a provider state management to run this application. So you have your lock screen portrait, this is setting the orientation. So all of this what is being called when the app is triggered. So key things that you should run when getting this script is Flutter get Flutterpub get first. So what Flutterpub gets does is it downloads and initializes and resolves your dependencies. Now these dependencies are dependencies that you see here in your YAML. So this runs perfectly well, showing that okay, all of this was successful and you can actually use it to proceed in your application. Now once you're done with this, the next thing you want to do is to try to run this application, and the command for running this application is flutter run, just the way it is. Now you need to make sure you connect to your emulator or your physical device regardless. So once you're done with that, you click on run and the application is going to run. That is how to install or purchase any script from codecanyon.net. Thank you very much and see you next time.